The People Stack, powered by OFFRD.co.
Welcome to the next episode of The People Stack, sponsored by OFFRD.co. You know, one of the most interesting things about building a startup is how quickly the people side of things gets messy. At first, it's just a handful of folks. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do, and honestly, payroll is like 2 or 3 bank transfers, super chill. But as soon as you start adding people, it's like, boom, chaos. Suddenly, payroll takes hours, compliance feels like a maze, and just figuring out who's on leave becomes this massive headache.
Honestly, I remember when Offered was just getting started, we ran everything on spreadsheets and WhatsApp, right? Someone would message, "Hey, I'm out tomorrow." And I'd try and keep track, but after a while, let's just say mistakes definitely happened. And payroll, wow, it used to take me half a day. Probably would have taken even longer if we'd hit like 20 people.
Raj, since you've worked with so many startups as they hit that next stage, what's the first HR pain point you see once teams go, past 10, 12 people? And why does it catch so many founders by surprise?
Yeah, absolutely. I see this all the time. The number one thing is leave tracking and payroll, just like you said. Up to 10 people, it kind of works. You can keep mental notes or a few messages. But once you add more folks, people start missing salary because someone forgot to update the spreadsheet, or you pay overtime to the wrong person. It's not just messy, it's risky. You might accidentally break a compliance rule and not even notice. I think a lot of founders get caught off guard because, you grow super fast. So the old way, manual, messy, suddenly totally falls apart all at once. And honestly, because nobody tells you early enough that the real cost isn't just time, it's legal headaches down the line.
Exactly. And it's so easy to underestimate. You're prioritizing product or sales, and then suddenly HR stuff explodes in your face, right? And that's the wild thing. Because what makes HR tricky in India is nothing like the US. Here, you've got, constantly shifting regulations. The government has these 4 big labor codes now: wages, social security, industrial relations, safety. It sounds like they're simplifying. But then each state, like Maharashtra or Tamil Nadu or Karnataka, needs to publish its own rules. So you're never really sure what's changed where, kind of like playing whack-a-mole with compliance. And then there's stuff like Provident Fund, ESI, professional tax, plus state-specific welfare. It's just layers on layers. Raj, what's your take? How is it different, say, compared to compliance in the US?
Oh, it's night and day, Aarti. In the US, yeah, they've got federal and state rules, but it's much more predictable. Federal law sets a baseline, and states just kind of add extra details. So the biggest pain is just tracking what's different, not like rules changing overnight on you. The HR tools for the US, they focus on state tracking and benefits, not wild legal shifts every quarter. Actually, I've seen this up close.
Even compliance tools reflect this divide. India has rolled out the Shram Suvidha portal to bring several filings under one roof. It helps, but startups still need HR platforms that can handle state-wise variations. In the US, compliance software is already mature, covering anti-discrimination laws, workplace safety, contractor classification, and employee data privacy in a relatively steady legal environment. And payroll is tougher here. With the new wage definitions, Provident Fund calculations change. Then each state has its own tax slab. Don't even get me started on holidays. Local festivals pop up everywhere.
Exactly. And most smaller US startups, they're fighting to offer better perks or analytics, while here, we're just making sure nobody breaks a law. It's a totally different survival game.
So if you look at HR tech, it's obvious. What works for the US does not work here. In India, what we really need are affordable, flexible systems that can actually automate PF, ESI, and payroll and handle every state's little differences. Plus, language and support for contract workers matter way more. In the US, people are chasing data dashboards, more integrations, better UX, the works. Here, if your platform doesn't help with compliance, and if it's not budget friendly for like a 10-person team, nobody's going to use it. Big feature lists don't matter if they don't solve that core headache.
Yeah, that's why Offered was built the way it was. We knew Indian founders can't waste time or money, so we made sure automation for offer letters, payroll, attendance, and policies was included right out of the box. And it had to be simple. The goal was to actually help a founder with no HR manager, not just toss them a bunch of features. Plus, language and region support, it's gotta work for everyone. US tools don't need to solve for that. They need fancy reporting or privacy dashboards instead. Two different markets, two totally different priorities.
Yeah, and I love that Offered isn't trying to be everything to everyone. It's literally focused on how Indian startups and SMEs to get stuff done. If you're a founder here, you kind of need HR tech that's built for this market. Surviving compliance first, then leveling up people's stuff as you grow.
Absolutely. If you try to force US tools here, you're basically setting yourself up for manual patches forever. It's way smarter and cheaper to build on tech that's already covering Indian laws and practices, so you have time for, well, actually running your business.
Couldn't agree more. All right, we're going to wrap up this episode, but trust me, we are only scratching the surface of HR tech and people issues for Indian startups. We'll definitely get into more specifics in future episodes, so keep tuning in. Thanks for joining us on the People Stack. Raj, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Aarti. Enjoyed this as always. And thanks everyone for listening.
All right, bye for now.
See ya, everyone.